All right, good morning and Happy New Year to you all. Today we try out the JAR design, the A320, the newly updated version 3.3, and this is release 1. Um, I don't know, what can I say about this aircraft? It looks really good from an exterior modeling standpoint. Um, I try really not to compare aircrafts that are in different price points and different ranges. So it'll kind of be a bit unfair to compare this to the Flight Factor, which is almost double the price. But I do say this, for this price range, you're not going to get a more complete aircraft than this in X-Plane. I haven't done a flight with it yet. We're actually going to take off out of Atlanta and visit Key West, Florida. So it'll be our first chance with it. But I have watched several videos of both the old version and the new version. The old version was really not the best from what I was able to gather and some of the reviews some of the other pilots have done. The new version seems to be substantially better, but I don't know how much so. I still hear complaints about the flight model, even though they say it is improved. But again, I try not to compare aircrafts, but you're not going to get as good of a flight model and flight factor. Well, I like in the flight factor in this aircraft. But I will say this aircraft is a lot more complete than flight factor. I'm new to X-Plane. I've only been about a month in. I picked up the flight factor as the first Airbus aircraft, just because what others were telling me, it's comparable to the FS Labs, which I'm used to flying in prepared. But that being said, the flight factor is just not complete. No working weather radar. A lot of missing functionality in the cockpit. Certain features and buttons do not work. The cabin seems unfinished. And what makes it worse about that is, again, I don't join the forums, but I have seen things here or there. That Flight Factor developers are really nowhere to be found. The people have been asking for updates for over a year now, and really haven't heard anything back about timelines, about when they plan on finishing the plane. Again, for those of you that know a bit more, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but that is just the overall consensus of what I am hearing across the community. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and jump in. So right away you see the cockpit here. It's really well upgraded compared to the other version, what I've saw. Really nice textures. Got the unfinished panel back there. But overall, I'm really happy about the interior of the cockpit. The textures and the seating look very realistic. Job well done. I will say the rain effects, though, are not as good as the Flight Factor. I would even argue they're not as good as the Zebo. I've seen some of the rain effects, and we're in Atlanta now. It just started raining, and in the Zebo, the windshield really gets covered to give you that realistic effect, and the same with the Flight Factor. In the JAR, you don't really see that, but at least there is windshield rain effect. So maybe that is in another update to come to really improve that. But it's okay for now. Let's go ahead and look at some of the working buttons here. Like I said, in the Flight Factor A320, none of this works. There's no weather radar. No, let's go ahead and get the aircraft powered on before we go any further. I do have the BSS sound pack installed for it as well. Out of the box, I gotta say the sounds are just not great at all. So if you're going to purchase this aircraft, I highly recommend picking up the BSS sound pack as well. With the JAR, they have an interesting side panel here that you control some of the functionalities of the aircraft, like loading and operations of the doors and whatnot. So we'll go ahead and get the ground power on. You'll see that it does take a little bit to come up. There it is. Turn on batteries 1, batteries 2. Now we are powered up. Yeah, and we are powered up. Really great sounds by BSS. If you move towards different areas of the aircraft, you really hear a difference in the sound. Job well done by these guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at the cabin back here. Really well done LED lighting. Galley looks good. Go ahead and get these doors open here. You can actually hear the difference outside. Really cool, really cool. This panel actually works, from what I'm told. The flight attendants panel, with the lighting and whatnot. For the most part, it is automatically controlled like it would be by the flight attendants in a real flight. We don't touch this much, but it's cool that they actually implemented that like that. Get the other doors open for catering and whatnot. Yeah, really well modeled. As you walk through the aircraft, again, you actually hear the difference in the sound. Obviously, the GPU is up front, so it's more noisier in the front of the aircraft as opposed to the back. And again, that is modeled really well. Again, I don't know if that's the doing of the BSS sound pack, or if that is the JAR functionality, but nevertheless, like I said, if you're gonna pick up this aircraft, I highly recommend that you purchase a sound pack for it, and even take a look at the modeling of the exit row. That's really spot on. There's a difference in the leg room, if you will, like there is on the actual aircraft in the exit row. And this is actually a working camera, from what I told. This is what we're seeing outside currently. Like the passengers would be able to see some of the aircrafts out there today. You can tune in and take a look outside. So they modeled that as well. It's really cool. Get the rain on the passenger windows. It's pretty deep. It's pretty neat. and then obviously we're louder up front, like I said. Go ahead and get some of these on. This, the METR information. Gosh, I don't know what this is. I think DCDU? This is the MCDU. I think this is the DCDU. I might be saying it wrong. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But in any event, this is supposed to be able to tell you the current METR at your departure and arrival airports. It only works with the default X-plane weather engine at the moment. Obviously, they developed this aircraft before X-plane. Before Active Sky for X-plane came out. So I think they just have to update the way it reads off the weather file. Yeah, without further ado, let's get some stuff loaded up there. So we want to update our ATIS, or I'm sorry, our QNH. 019. Another thing I'd like to see them implement, Aerosoft was the same way. The just separate functionality of the CDU from the pilot side and the first officer side. Right now, this is all works the same. It'd be nice if they gave separate functionality, especially when it comes to the range dial. I like to, when I'm in flight, look at separate ranges. You cannot do that currently in this aircraft. That would be nice if they implemented that. But again, it's textures are really nice, really well done by JAR in this latest update. Even the panel here, oxygen mask and air tests. We've implemented that. Again, Flight Factor A320, you don't have any of that stuff. So the aircraft is really not complete. Again, really well done flight model, Flight Factor. A lot of resemblance to a really well done Airbus aircraft. I attribute it to, or comparable to, the FS Labs, but it's just not complete. So that's what kind of prompted me to pick up the JAR Design A320 here. Look at some of the fire test. Yeah, I don't really like the way that sounds. I've never come across another Airbus aircraft that has really mimicked certain sounds like the FS Labs Airbus. Aerosoft, this JAR, some of the other Airbuses I've flown in flight sim, it's just, that's really not how fire test sound. In many real-life Airbus cockpits, obviously not a real-life Airbus pilot. I've been in many Airbus cockpits, and some of the sounds are off, some of the sounds are quirky. FSS Labs in that regard really does a really good job at capturing some of those sounds. Even the autopilot disconnect sounds wonky in some of these aircraft. But FS Labs really captured that. But again, let me stop comparing aircraft I'm talking about here. This is a JAR A320 latest version review. So we'll get that underway. Load, all fuel, all catering. And this aircraft does come with all of the ground vehicles, if you will, except for some reason loading. I haven't seen that quite yet. But I do have the ground handling plugin, so we can always call them there. Oops, Again, really nice. Oh, and one more comment I promise about another Airbus. Flight factor, you do not get the sharklets. No sharklet option, and no neo engine option. That's another thing that really drew me to the JAR. Alright, back in the cockpit we go. We'll take a look at our sim brief flight plan to get some of our numbers here. So for fuel, looking at 7205. 675 or 7.5. You'll see rear fuel starting, and you'll actually see the fuel being deducted or added there. That's good there. Get rid of fuel truck, and you'll see that disappear like that. The fuel truck should be going about his business. Got our fuel loaded packs. So this is how you load the packs in the JAR A320. Very unique to any Airbus or any other aircraft loading that I've seen. But it's easy to get used to. So we want our payload, according to SimBrief, at 16.3. We'll increase our passenger count and our cargo count. We get that, so 16.3, and we got a CG of 28.4. So we are loaded in that regard. Alright, IRSs will be aligned in 3 minutes here. Alright, so now let's go ahead and program our route. Now, I gotta say, playing around with the MCDU, this is one of the quirkiest MCDUs I've ever used. Some say it's improved. So first of all, these panels all pop out. I'm told on the old version they don't. So that was a Nice touch there added by JAR. But yeah, back to the MCDU. This is one of the quirkiest MCDUs I've ever used. It's interesting. So let's go ahead and put in our route here. You'll probably see what I'm talking about. So we did save a company route, I believe. KTL Key West. So I picked it up. Today we are Delta 1518, real world call sign. Yeah, look at that. That should have disappeared after that message came up, but whatever. We are Delta 1518, real world call sign, except they used the 737 down to Key West from Atlanta. And obviously today we're on the Airbus A320. Take a costed exit 20. Our cruise today is 370. IRS. 0 fuel weight. 7.3. Some breeze had us at 58.3. Close enough. 7.5 for the block fuel. That's fine. Trip time of 1 hour and 23 minutes. That's fine. Alright, we're looking good there. So we are departing Atlanta out of T7 right, and it's going to be the Bang 2 departure. Again, you guys probably don't see me clicking on the MCDU because I'm using the Web FMC plugin. So I have the MCDU on a separate monitor here. And it'll be buck transition. Now again, in any other Airbus aircraft, you would have the insert functionality there, but for some reason it is missing. Not sure if that's just the way JAR decided to do it, or what that is, but you actually have to go back to that, and then click insert. That's fine. And then we're in the Key West via the RNAV approach runway 9, and there's no star for Key West. Let's see if we can go via first of all, let's make sure we have all of this right. Bang 9. That's good, that's good. 27 right. Coming in from south, so Sting. Just checking. Yeah, there's no star for Key West. So yeah, it'll be via Sting. That again, let me click on here so you guys can see what I'm doing. Usually clicking flight plan will bring you back to the top of the MCDU. It does not. What JAR. So that is interesting. Move this out of the way here. Won't go any farther than that. Alright, let's look at our plan here. Make sure we got all that plugged in correctly. That was funky. What was that? Direct key. Yeah, we gotta get key west out of here. Yep, that makes more sense. Alright, alright, flight plan looks good. Apologies for those of you that have not watched my other videos. So I have two 40-inch televisions. So the way for me to be able to see or split the cockpit down the middle, if you will, I kind of have to angle my screen. So on the video, it probably looks weird to you guys, but it's perfectly fine on my side. So. Our top altitude. Not have any ATC on at the moment, so we're just gonna go right to 10,000. Just pop down here and see our performance. Flaps 2, that's fine. Okay, come flex to 55. Fine. Usually I'll do performance calculations, but top cap, but I don't even know if this aircraft takes. It'll be accurate, so we're just going to use what the aircraft is giving us. Alright, let's check our distance compared to what the Simbrief flight plan is telling us. That's the 613, it's fine. We're supposed to be landing with 3 tons of fuel, roughly accurate. Alright, we look good. We are on Batham, like I said. And we are also on Project Fly. So Looks good here to me. Let's get rid of some of this the ground stuff here. Get rid of catering. Close the doors. Close cargo. Get our APU fired up here. What window he's going. Anything else I missed? Flap open. Here it's starting up back there. And again, you really hear the differences in the sound as you walk throughout the aircraft. So take a walk back here as the APU gets started. Really, really cool. Really well done. Alright, what else do we need to get going here? Take APU bleed.
Your seatbelt is securely fastened. If you're on the exit row, that your window shade is open. Please make sure all seat back and tray tables are returned to their full upright and locked position, and all carry items have been securely stowed. Need all purses, book bags, handbags, anything on your lap to go all the way underneath that seat in front of you for takeoff. Also, please make sure all cell phones and tablets are placed into airplane mode. And if you do have the Samsung Note 7, you please power these. No one should have it. They should have taken it away from you, but if anybody does have these devices, we ask that you please power them off at this time and make sure that they are off for the duration of the flight. And get a new phone.
Get rid of our trusty loaders there. We look good. Let's get our fuel pumps on. Do we have any fuel in the center? -4. What the hell does that mean? You know what? We're just going to turn it on anyway. So I'll tell you, some of the things in this aircraft is really quirky. Let's call for pushback.
All right, Captain, got the directions. Let me know through the menu when you're ready.
I am ready, dude.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
Alright, we'll go ahead and beacon them. Everything else looks good. What's this showing me? I don't need the electric panel. I clicked engines and it went to APU. There we go.
Alright, looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
Oh, didn't even close the door. So yeah, it's one of the other things about, like I mentioned, they have a lot of working things in this aircraft that you generally don't have to worry about. The aircraft, how the hell do you close this door?
Welcome aboard, Captain. Toes connected, bypass pins inserted. Go ahead and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
That is interesting. Alright, door's locked. And I bet you can't open it once you lock it here on the thingamabob. That's locked. Let's try. Wow, neat. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, JAR. Pretty cool. So, cockpit door's locked. If I was running a checklist, I actually would have checked that. But again, I'm not used to that being modeled in a simulated aircraft, so I didn't check that. Alright, let's go ahead and kill the parking brake.
Here comes the pushback. Light them up.
We can get going here. I have the BSS down back for the Flight Factor A320. They did a good job on that one as well.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake. And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
Flaps 2. Funky sounding flaps deployment. Man, I don't know what is up with this. So I saw somebody or a couple of people complaining about it in the sim. I'm sorry, on the forum.
And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the right. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
think there was ever an answer given. So again, this is our first time in this flying this new version. So we'll probably see some things here that for the first time you're going to be seeing them like I'm seeing them. So not sure what the heck that's about. All right, we'll do our flight controls check. And that's interesting. So all I did was arm the spoilers. I took flaps 2, and it already sent takeoff config to normal. So I don't know if that's just an automatic logic check or what that's about, but usually you have to press that in the other aircrafts to get that. But anyway, left, right. It's weird. Full left. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Alright, I guess that was the first officer. Oh, by the way, this plane does have a first officer type dude, but I turned him off. It's totally annoying. I've seen a lot of the JAR videos. You guys all keep him on, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just used to FS2 crew and the more realistic sounding first officers. This guy just sounds way too robotic for me. Let's turn him up and I'll show you what I'm talking about. He calls out every single thing that you do in the aircraft.
Spoilers armed.
Oh, alright. It sounds a little better. I guess they updated him in this new version. What else can we do to test him out?
Flaps 1. Flaps 2.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. I keep him off, but if you like it, like I said, the plane does come with it. So, all right, let's get ready to taxi. Turn the packs on so they don't suffocate back there. Kill that, we can kill that. I think we are ready to go. Another thing about this aircraft, I really like the night lighting on it. They really did a good job with the night lighting. I'll have to do a night flight one of these
Good morning, ladies and
days
gentlemen.
and
Welcome
show you
aboard.
guys.
And we'd like your attention for just a few moments as we go over important safety features of this Airbus A320 aircraft. Please follow along with the safety information card in the seatback pocket in front of you. Advance your seatbelt, insert the metal tab to the buckle. To tighten, pull the loose end of the strap. To release, lift up on the flat portion of the buckle. Seatbelt should be secure low and tight around your hips and worn anytime while seated. There are 8 emergency exits, 2 forward exit doors, 4 wing window exits, and 2 rear exit doors. Signs overhead and aisle have lighting lead to all exits. All exits are equipped with evacuation flags and light automatically. Look around and locate the exit nearest you, keeping in mind the closest useful exit may be behind you. If needed, oxygen mask will drop from the compartment above your seat. Pull the mask towards your face, place it over your nose and mouth, and then breathe normally. Secure the mask with the elastic strap. Although oxygen will be flowing, the plastic bag may not appear to the plane. A crew member will inform you when it's safe for you to remove your mask, and please be sure to secure your own mask before
Okay, feels a bit weird to taxi. You really need a lot of thrust to get it going and keep it moving, regardless of how heavy you are. I've noticed that in some videos I've watched as well. They'd be able to improve that. That would be nice also.
Wrap the strap around your waist, fasten the buckle, and pull the tab on the loose end of the strap tight. Upon exiting the aircraft, pull down on the red tab to inflate the vest. It is important that you do not inflate the light vest while you're inside the aircraft. To manually inflate or top off the vest, close to the 2-inch shoulder level.
It feels like the aircraft wants to tip over almost, or roll over.
Will be provided by your crew should it be necessary.
Very stiff, providing very little input on the tiller, if you will. Really rolling.
Several law requires passenger compliance with light of passenger information signs, posted placards, and most importantly, your crew member instructions. Spirit Airlines does not allow smoking, no smoking on board of any sort. Federal law prohibits tampering with, disabling, or destroying any laboratory smoke detector or the removal of any emergency equipment from this aircraft. Please check to see that your seatbelts fastened, your window shades are open if you're in the exit row. Tray tables should all be secure at this time, and all carry-on items are stowed. We'll be dimming our lights off for your convenience. You find a reading lamp and air vent and a flight attendant call button just above your seat. Those passengers seated in 1, 2, 12, and 13 will use special opening for you. You are equipped with an inflatable seatbelt as shown in your safety information card. If you have any questions, notify a flight attendant. Our estimated flight time today is 1 hour and 57 minutes. Thanks for your attention and welcome.
Yeah, you see that? It's really rolling. Like it wants to tip over. It's wonky. Out of here. Drop the cabin. Couple aircraft in the area, just make sure everybody's on the approach path there. Yeah, I really like the lighting of this aircraft. It's really well done. Gosh, this thing needs a lot of power. Wow. Alright, again, a new aircraft. I just want to make sure I have my center line lined up properly. Alright, we look good. We're going to be right there. Okay. Kill the packs. And start the clock. set, Manflex, SRS, and runway. Back on. Disarm the spoilers. This actually feels really solid. Take flaps 1. I have to take a checklist. Gears up, lights off, flaps retracted, spoilers are disarmed, packs are on, and lights as required. It really wants me to pitch up here. I'm not gonna. Yeah, we're gonna hang out here at 3,300 feet per minute climb. I'm not sure why it wants me to climb like a rocket ship. All the way up to our cruising altitude. Still hand flying her. That flight director really wants me up there, boy. Not sure if it has anything to do with the cost index I set, but it wasn't really that high. I think we set a cost index of 30? But other than that, she's smooth to fly. Really smooth. down, so she can build speed. Set autopilot to see what she wants to do here. Through 12.7. Alright, she's coming down now. It's a really aggressive rate of climb. Again, we don't have our cost index set very high, but I guess that's a little better. Alright, we did pass 10,000 a while ago, so we can kill all these lights. And we're off. We are off to Key West. I will probably come back with an arrival video. Shall see. But again, overall, first thought here about the aircraft, pretty solid for the price point. And if you want to talk about a complete aircraft for X-Plane, this is it. Again, fly factor A320. In my opinion, more solid but less complete, with no type of completion time frame in sight. So I can't really sway you either way. I say if your pockets can do it, pick up both. But yeah, it's a solid aircraft. Some of the things I was talking about again with the MCDU. If we take a look here, so generally it would your route would flow to the point where you are currently, if that makes any sense. But it's still showing me KATL, it's still showing me flaw, still showing me rigs. All of these waypoints we've passed already. Not sure what is up with that. Kind of, and again from videos I've seen as well, you kind of constantly gotta scroll for MCDU to keep in line at what point you are in your route. So again, it's a small thing, but I think if anything should be improved in a further update. And I think more updates are coming. Again, that's the other thing with JAR. You can guarantee you continue to get updates. You really haven't heard anything from Flight Factor. But anyway, I digress. If you, one of the next updates should definitely improve the logic in the MCDU. And then again, hitting flight plan should take me right to the top. I'm hitting it and it doesn't. It's a small thing, but whatever. Alright, we're off now. I will probably do a separate video for the arrival into Key West, and we'll see how this thing lands. Take care, and we'll talk to you later.